breathe, taking it in, look at me flying. It's always been there, it just took me a minute to find it.
Hello, beloved ones. Listen to this. I gotta be me. I gotta be me. I gotta be who I know I am inside. You get to be you. You get to be who you know, because you know. You're not thinking it, you know. And there's a difference. You know when you're not being yourself. And anyway, how much is my name? I help high achieving women to rapidly rebuild and get over a breakup or divorce, release emotional pain, awaken soul confidence and pleasure, regain flow, and create a healthy and functional relationships, not from fear, but from love. So today, the intentional letting go that we're talking about is that one of letting go of resisting the magic of who you know you are deep inside. Just want to feel, I want you to feel into that. What is it that you are resisting in who and what you are? How often do you watch somebody? Do you see someone rocking it, owning who they are, and you wish I wish I was like them? What is it that you resist in you? Because the magic is in who you are. Talking about owning who we are and releasing that resistance in 2022. Today it's just 2 days. And talking about 2022 and we'll be in 2023. And some of you, I know that you are very good at setting goals. And I don't know if you know this, but 92% of the people who set New Year goals, they don't achieve them. 92%, according to the University of Scranton. They abandon them within the first 6 weeks. So I want to, it might be information that you're receiving, but at the end of the day, if you are the kind of person who always wait for next year, you know that you never really make it because you're always waiting for next year. And by now, it's not a surprise because you realize that next year is not in the calendar, right? The moment is now when you get to make a decision of what you get to do. It's not about next year because you'll never find next year in the calendar. You'll never find tomorrow in the calendar. The only real moment is now. It's not what happened yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow. Everything can be shifted in the now moment. Past imprints, patterns, habits, thought patterns, and everything, you can make a conscious decision right now to say, I'm shifting this. And not just saying, but by being and doing. And you can make a conscious decision right now when you're making a shift in that to say, the next action that I take, I'm creating my tomorrow. You are creating your next year by the decision and the choices that you are making right now, consciously. Not by gathering information. Because if it was about information, all of us will be transformed. We'll be having those functional and healthy relationships. We'll be successful in freedom and, and all that. And what is it that is stopping people to achieve those goals that they set every year? Because you are setting goals. Are they your goals? Whatever that you stressed about, you don't sleep about, whatever that is stressing you, you know what makes you stay up at night. Is it what you really want? Is it you who wants that? Or who you told you were? What do you think you're going to get from that? If you get to have that, what are you going to get from that? Because if you coming from lack, not enough, and thinking that when I have, then I'm going to belong, I'm going to be worthy, they're going to see who I am and all that, then you're going to be frustrated either way. But if you are doing it knowing that this is what I want, but it does not affect who I am. And this is also the difference with people who are afraid of failure, because when you're afraid of failure, it's kind of like, if I fail, who will I be? What will people think of me? But when you know who you are, whether you are successful with something or not, with a project or not, it doesn't change anything. Actually, you get to learn something. But if it's something that you are measuring your worthiness based on, you're going to get crippled. And I said, for me, this who you are. Actually, it's quite funny because if you listen to the past videos, I mentioned that I was asked, who do you think you are, many times. It was coming from that, who do you think you are for you to have that position? I deserve it. I actually had someone ask me that I'm supposed to have that position, not you, some years ago, because I'm more qualified than you. So I don't know how you got that, girl. And I was confident, but I was so attached to I was, let me say, also attached to the qualifications, kind of like I felt a bit less than because I didn't have those qualifications. So it bruised my ego, I shrunk, like, literally, when this person said that to my face, and okay, I was talking about, I've lost my train of thoughts right now. I've lost my train of thoughts, like, literally. Which is a good thing. It happens, right? We are not perfect, so it's good that we embrace our imperfections. And one other thing as well is that I don't write anything when I come. I just show up and allow the universe to lead me on what is it that needs to be discussed. When I have a topic, I'm cool with that. So talking about knowing who you are, I just had confidence, but my thoughts, my inner criticism was like, oh, I don't have this, so I thought less of myself. You understand? So just that comment affected me somehow. I shrunk. I couldn't show up with that confident girl that I was, and probably there was also that attachment to that position. So when you're attached to something and it gives you a certain identity, because for someone it was like, okay, fine, I have this qualification. So for her, it was also painful to say, okay, fine, someone who doesn't have my qualification has that. You see, you understand what is happening here? And it's quite interesting because I'm brought to this because it's some thought that just crossed my mind before I showed up, to say it's quite interesting because you find someone who is confident in who they are, but then they're attached to what is missing. Maybe I don't have a certain qualifications. Even though they're confident, if that is the thought that you're always having, it's going to affect you somehow. And you'll find someone who has many qualifications and they don't have confidence, and it still affects how they show up because there is something that is missing that they are attached to. So who are you? And talking about that, because these questions came through. Like I said, at first I was always asked, who do you think you are? And then when I was going through a challenge where I was separated from my children and I was frustrated, I was angry, facing the judicial injustice. And for me, my children were my life, they were my strength. And if you know that your children are your strength, I would like you to say, Me too, because that's what for women, we have actually been conditioned and programmed to believe that without our children, we are nothing. Our identity and who we are and the strength that we have is on carrying everyone's baggage, sacrificing who we are, and supporting everyone's dream, but not ours. Loving everyone and wishing the best for everyone, but not being our best cheerleaders. That's just how we are programmed as women. So for me, it was that. And when I was separated with my children, I lost who, like everything crashed. And when I received the message to say, who are you without your job, your career, your parents, your culture, your wife, your husband, like I was just, a lot of things were just coming through. I was just writing. And when it said without your children, I basically stopped everything. And it hit me. I started crying because I didn't know who I was without my children. All along, my identity was around my children. I identified with, like, since I had my children, it was like, I'm living for my children. I want to be a good mother and all that and all that. Like, even when I was separated with my children, what I had was just the shame. I didn't feel enough. I didn't even know if it's worth it to live my life anymore without my children. So probably you are going through a challenge right now where you've lost a job. Maybe you are going through a breakup. Maybe you're going through a divorce. Maybe you lost something, your car, your house. Something happened. You lost a loved one. And a part of you is thinking, I don't know how to go on. And I just want to share this message because when you are going through it, I know it's not easy when you're questioned to say, who are you without your wife, your husband, your children, and all that, but we get to find who we are. At times, what we were used to or what we always identified with is crumbling, the old metrics, the old grids, so that we can find who we are. At times you are holding into the betrayal, the abandonment, the rejection that happened, but that has happened for you to be disassociated with those people and find who you are without an attachment to whatever that you were always identifying with. The question is, are you willing to listen and find who you are, or you're going to be busy holding into who you thought you were? Because who we are at times comes through to us wrapped in sandpaper. It's not like you're just gonna wake up and, oh, I realized that I've been living with my parents' values, with the society's value, the culture, and all that has been defining my life. Now I'm choosing to live my life as who I know I am. No, it's about going through those challenges where you realize, oh, I'm not meant to be here. Oh, okay. And then you sit by yourself, because most of the times when you're going through those challenging times, we find ourselves alone. Why? Why do you find yourself alone at the time when you're going through the most challenging times? Because it's a sacred time. It's your time with you, with God, with your higher self, with the universe, with source, to connect deeply. No one is supposed to be a part of it but you. So when I ask myself, how am I going to find my joy? How am I going to find myself without my children? Because I knew that I'm not supposed to be happy when my children are not with me. And I was just reminded that children live in the now moment. They live in the now. They might cry now, but before you know it, they're adapting, they move on. So we are being called to learn to adapt. And that happens easier if you are yourself. If you are the kind of person who goes and change who you are so that you can fit in, then you're going to find it hard for you to adapt, because you're going to look at who other people are or what is expected of you. So today's homework, if you choose to accept it, of letting go, is writing whatever that keeps you awake at night. What is it that you are hoping to achieve from that? You think with that you're gonna be happy, you're gonna be respected and all that, because if you don't have that within yourself, you ain't gonna have it with that, But I would like you to just give yourself permission to be honest with yourself and start writing. The second thing, who are you without those things? Whatever that is keeping you awake, frustrating you and all that, who are you without that? And the third thing, what is it that you are resisting within you? Because whatever that you are or you are told not to be, and you feel like it's wrong, it's bad, I'm going to tell you that's your magic. That's your magic. The treasure is in that which you deny within you. You might have been told you don't get to be that, because the people that raised you, your parents, your caretakers, the society, may have not had the capacity to handle what you are bringing through. You are bringing something new. So stop resisting who you are. Because for you to be able to achieve those goals, to live that life that you desire, you get to show up as you. Otherwise, you're going to go around making goals that are not even yours. And what you want is you want you. If you get to find you, the rest will follow. You are stronger than ever before.
Pardon my imposition, but this is my conviction. I need to get this off my mind.
Exactly. Have conviction in who you are. You get to be you. You get to know who you are deep inside. Magic happens when you embrace who you are.
If I were to be anybody else, I'd just be hiding who I am. Who I am.
Be you. Choose to release the resistance of who you are in 2022. I want to see you shine. I want to embrace the magic that is within you. I want to see you walk. And with every step that you take, you feel the rhythm of the earth agreeing with every step that you take. I want to see you taking a step towards what you want, feeling it and being in alignment with your mind, heart, and body from within. Be you.